Another story that I saw, nimetoka kumention Mr. Lambistic saizi, and it's because I saw a very interesting video ile Andrew Kibe alifanya, and on the video he was offering himself as the leader for Gen Z. I did not go through the comments because I expected a lot of hate and a lot of watu kumtukana J story. And I remember a few weeks back I talked about this Gen Z thing, na nilisema according to me ilikuwa on its deathbed. And the reason why I felt like it was on its deathbed is because we were overdoing things. Sometimes when you win, you should take a break and breathe, enjoy the win. And the reason why we do that is because the enemy will never be able to figure out your next move. The enemy in this situation was the government. And according to me, if you're to ask me today, the government has figured us out. Like 1 month ago, on the 25th of June, I was here, I was grinning from here to here. I could not believe what we as the Kenyan people had done. Tulikuwa tumeishia huko nje, tuka protest. And on the 26th of June, the president came out and said he'd rejected the finance bill. This is exactly 1 month ago. Right now, I'm seated here and I'm telling you that I feel like we are losing. And the reason why we are losing is after we won first, kuna kitu moja inaitangwa dopamine. Dopamine waga kitu moja mbaya kabisa. That's a happy hormone. Waga, you get a dopamine rush and you just want it. That's the reason why like saizi kuna wase wengi sana wako kwa bar wakikunywa because alcohol waga inafanya that ka happiness whatever kana produce kwa wingi and you end up super happy. But you see what happens when it's too much of it is produced. Now you start losing your whatever because it messes with your reasoning, and that's the thing that's happening. We ended up over protesting, according to Mimi, and they ended up figuring us out. If we'd taken a step back, tukajificha, alafu tukarudi tena with something else, it would have been very hard to figure that out. Figure us out. But usisahau, they knew that every Tuesday tutatokea na every Thursday tutatokea. So after the 25th, where they were surprised at the number of people that showed up, what did they do on the 27th? They made sure that they had their goons. Wakatest now a few goons. It was not as many goons as the goons that showed up the other Thursday. Jana Thursday ilikuwa 25th. So let's go back. 25th minus 21. So that's 4. Yes, so 4th of July, ile time wasa walikuwa states waki-celebrate, I think tulikuwa kwa streets. And the reason they figured us out is we got excited. We wanted to keep doing this shit. Like, yes. So we did the 2nd of July. Yes, had with the 2nd of July and the 4th of July, they'd figured us out. But I think by the 4th of July, walikuwa unleash goons kabisa. I remember, if I'm not wrong, that's the day that the goons ended up break into supermarkets, rob for like 3 hours with nothing happening to them. We got figured out. So back to Andrew Kibe. So Andrew Kibe comes out and says he wants to be the leader. And he gave 2 choices. Alisema, either Gen Z wapate leader or the country burns. And he was saying that he's cool with both. But basically what he was trying to say is, kama tunataka change, we need structure. And this structure is going to come with having a figurehead. It does not mean that we give this person absolute power, because I think that's the problem that we have. To assume if we have a leader, we've given them absolute power. No, this person reports to us. They are not on a salary. Itakuwa ni job wanadu voluntarily. But if they continue leading us, they can end up being someone that maybe runs for MP, where they'll get a salary, blah, blah, blah. But even as an MP, enter pale wakijua that we want them who are the first bunch of MPs who ask for a salary cut. Wacheki. So that people know that public service is about service. So this is what this dude was saying in very many words. And it's very important. But now, do I think that Gen Z can get a leader? I don't think so. Because I've seen people drag Msekama Kasmuel. Kasmuel wasalikuwa anasema that Kasmuel faked his kidnapping. That's what we were saying, that Kasmuel faked his kidnapping, yes? Boni, on the 25th of June, was in the middle of town after 4 p.m. telling people it's time to go home. He ended up being attacked. Unakumbuka? He ended up being attacked. And people questioned, why did he want people to go home? Because he didn't want your brains on the pavement. That's the reason why. So everything that I look at shows me that Gen Z will not be ready for a leader because they want this, we are leaderless, we are radarless, we are what, and that's what the government has figured out. Government may figure out since hasa wako leaderless na wako radarless, kuwamaliza ni rahisi kabisa because we just need goons, and the goons will destroy things and will turn the people against them. And then the government still knows that the average Kenyan voter is not the brightest bulb in the room. Acheki. Hawezi tumia the average Kenyan voter light the IKONINI studio because we have a lot of lights juu nakuwaga very dark skin. So hawezi tumia that average voter. So that average voter saizi unacheki. Joho alikuwa confirmed as the CS for mining. Umecheki yule Mombasa, so alikuwa amejaa wakicelebrate. Like, what the fuck are you celebrating? What? Niko sure I would be surprised this weekend. Suba, Kisumu, wasata kwa celebrate Opio Wandai and John Badi. That's the level of voter you're dealing with. So the average Kenyan voter is not a bright person. So sisi wale tunajua that this country needs to change. We have to then take the initiative of knowing that it's not going to be an easy process to change. We are going to have to step up. We are going to have a leader, and we are going to, apart from having a leader, we need to have principles. These are the principles that we live by. These are the principles that we need our political leaders to have. So number one, corruption is a no-no. We need leaders going pale wakisema corruption has no statute of limitations. That means alafu corruption is going a double jeopardy. That means that if a court of law finds you not guilty today, you can be charged later for corruption if new evidence comes up, ama if the ESCC of that times finds there's evidence to charge you with corruption. So that also wajuage, like, yes, you're corrupt and you're getting away with it, but mtoi wako atakamkulipa. So these are the things. But we need a leader, and this leader is needed yesterday. Tukijidanganya that we want things. Because I would lie to you, like, Ruto is winning, man. As soon as he brought in ODM to his side, umechekile kitu imehappen. Asharudisha hata budget ya wife na deputy, the second lady, first lady, washarudisha. This is just them telling us, fuck you. There's nothing you're going to do. You're leaderless, you're rudderless, you're what? Because wanajua tumekuwa kwa streets for so long that wase wengi wako na street fatigue. Remember ile time nikiambia wase like, hey Buddha Joe, it's time to twende to relax alafu turudi tena kwa zizi, let's keep pushing, this guy is going to resign. And this is why I felt like people were kids. If you know Ruto, you know this guy would never resign. The infamous story ya Ruto na Raila walikosanaga juu ya nini 2007, if you've ever heard the story, walikosana because Ruto was not ready to negotiate with Kibaki. That's his style. Ruto came out and said he nearly slapped Uhuru. Ile time Uhuru alikuwa anataka kuacha, like 2017, Uhuru alikuwa was like, fuck it, I don't even need this presidency, let me let this other guy take it. Ruto akamwambia acha ujinga, mimi nitakuchapa kofi. That's the person we are dealing with. If you have to sit down and think this guy is going to resign, namaanisha wewe ni mjinga. Alafu nikikwambia wewe ni mjinga itakuwa mwafu umelipo. Mimi sijalipo, mimi nakwambia tu kweli, Ruto hata resign. So Ruto resigning was out of the question. So now we need to, as the people who want change, we needed to have like realistic goals. If ukienda ucheki, after 25th I did a video, na hiyo video naweza kumbuka vile nilisema, after Occupy Parliament tunaenda kwa Occupy a registration center, and then we go to Occupy a polling station. What was Occupy a registration center? It was registering to vote. We need as many people who never given a fuck in politics to register to vote. Because don't forget, these people are going to combine as tribal whatever. And then we are going to look at the two candidates. Kuna huyu na kuna huyu mwingine. Huyu ashashikilia his tribe, huyu mwingine ameshikilia tribe yake. But the better candidate between the two of them, now the people can like go around to say this is whatever we have, the politician ama the leader that we are supporting, ama the politician that is, alafu we go to that side. But if you don't even register to vote because we want to be leaderless, we want to be whatever, it does not make any sense. So these are the things that eventually ukiambia wase wana jam na wewe, but we need to know that hii kitu ya kuwa proud that there is no leader is not a good thing. Na unacheki wasa wanakuambia that we need leaders. Utapata mse kama vile nimesema, Lambistic amesema hivyo, mi nasema hivyo. You can check umri tuko nayo, tumekula chumvi, tuko in our 40s. So maybe we know a few things here and there, like this thing of leaderless, radarless. It's whatever. It's not a good thing, and that's why you have clowns like Didmas Barasa wakitumok, wanasema they are the de facto leaders. Yes, but we need Nini. So, me, if you are to ask me, I'd already identified some leaders. Casmuel, you might not like him, but I like the way the kid expresses himself, the way anakan kama anajua he actually believes in what he talks about. I've always been a very big supporter of Boniface Mwangi. Uh, Boni, according to me, actually believes in this country more than me. Personally, I don't believe in this country. Yeah, I can be 100% honest with you that yes, I love Kenya, but I don't love it enough to want to die for it. Najua. Like, can I on the 25th could I have died? Yes, that could have happened. Sniper, whatever, that could have happened. But for me to go out of my way to die for this country, mimi saa hizi siwezi kudanganya. Somalia ikiattack Kenya, naweza chukua gun na nipigane. Country ile ni 100% inaenda kututandika. Country kama states, nikicheki tu katakata US Army wameinvade Kenya, buda, the next day jo nanipata jo, hii flag nimechange jo, nimeka flag ya states. That's how much I don't believe in this bullshit. Like, we've tried 60 years, we've not figured it out. Of course, najua Somalia is a real piece of shit. So of course I don't want to go that route. But so I know people who believe in Kenya, and Boniface Mwangi is one of the people who believe in the Kenyan dream. So I'd put it in there. So to me, the ultimate leader would be Boni. Then I'd have Akina Casmuel. I'd have Hanifa. I think that she's good at her shit. I'd have who else? Who else do I have? Who else has come out hii time yote? Akina Osama ni tricky because Osama nilicheki, Osama ali switch kidogo, but Osama is someone, of course, I respect, but not everyone has to be like end up in political office. Funny enough, I'd have someone who, according to me, has played a very big role in also making this movement not move to where it needs to move, but I'd still have him, and that's Gaido, Francis Gaido. Francis Gaido has been both good and bad for the movement. Bad for the movement because of the fact that he's been accusing everyone of being paid. That does not help anyone. But I also believe that he believes in a better Kenya. So I'd have him. So yeah, of course, anachukia Boni. I don't think Boni cares about him that way. Who else would I have? Who else would I have? I'd have Amerix. Unajuaga mimi na Amerix, we don't see eye to eye in a lot of shit. Amerix anakuambiaga hizo shit za as a man. You should not, as a man. I find that to be a lot of nonsense. But politically, nimekuwa nikimsikiza and I see like he knows his shit. So Amerix would be there. Yes, I don't know, but we need leaders. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Do I have to agree with the leaders on everything? Like me and Amerix look at life very differently. I don't treat women as lesser beings. I don't treat women as rivals. I don't think an empowered woman is something wrong. I don't think a woman having a tattoo makes her steward. That's easy. I don't believe in that nonsense. But nishasikiza Amerix akibonga politics, and I've seen like, Apo, we align in this. So I don't just need people who think like me. So yes, the Gen Z need leadership, and without leadership, I feel like this shit is dead in the water. Now the tricky question is, what should happen next week on Tuesday? Should there still be protests? Because I feel like kuna protest fatigue. But are the protests working in their own way? The protests are also working in their own way, because for the past 5 weeks mtoi wangu hajaenda chuo on Tuesday. All the Tuesdays have been holidays. So that means the protests have worked. Like, to see the way the Kenya police and the Kenya army had surrounded the airport just for no one to show up, that was good. So the protests are working. But I feel like without leadership and without what, we've lost this fight. I'll say wana realign for 2027. For 2027 hakuna msee yote ashapanda juu ya gari, because there also needs to be that. Kuna mtu anafaa kupanda juu ya gari na kuanza kucampaign immediately. So yeah, that's my 2 cents about history ya leadership ya Gen Z and the people. Of course, kuna msee anaweza niuliza, Mwaf, why haven't you offered yourself as a leader? I think I'd make a great leader. The reason why I've not offered myself is I'd ban national prayers and all that nonsense. County prayers. Your time to pray, we can use it to do something very useful. prayer is useless, I'm sorry, but that's a story for another day. Now let's move on to another story kwa takbonga juu yake.